All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Daily Lives of High School Boys, episode 12. All right.
Boy.
This is the finale.
Mm-hmm.
And next week we'll be doing Jacob's
Indeed.
pick of a show.
Yes, my show, which stay tuned to the end of the discussion to figure out what that is.
Yeah. But Motoharu, Hidenori, Yoshitake, Tadakuni.
Oh, yeah, I guess Tadakuni.
Yeah.
He's there too.
Kind of, you know. The rest of the student council, you know.
Kurosawa.
Kurosawa,
Yep.
Literary girl, you know.
Which we now know the name of. Yasan.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. All these wonderful characters. All these beautifully idiotic, wonderful characters.
Yes.
We'll miss them.
We will indeed.
Yeah. We get one more episode with them, and we're going to treasure it and enjoy it. So hopefully you guys do too with our reactions to it. So y'all, without further ado, let's just jump right into it. All right, everyone. Now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, and then come back here for the discussion.
Okay.
And so ends our comedy boys' journey, and I'm sad. I'm sad. There were a lot of the jokes where I was like, "Oh, this is a good joke," but for some reason, my laughter felt like caught in my chest, like just the acknowledgement of like I just realizing that this is going to be it, and there will be no more after this. I know that there are some skits or something like that are like some. Like little omake, like really small things there, but we'll probably just watch those on our own time because they're really tiny in terms of actual content. But oh man,
that's it.
And they tried to give a lot of the characters a little bit of a showcase there. The most important ones obviously got the majority of it, but the student council, Tadakuni, Yoshitake, Hidenori, literary girl.
Yep. And I love that
Mitsuo.
Oh yeah. And I love that this is. I think when we actually finally find out that the student council are not third years.
Yes.
Because they look older than everyone else. And yet they're not third years and everyone else is.
Right. Yeah, Tadakuni is older than them.
Right.
Now, I want to bring up a little bit of a thing here, though. The creators of the creator of the story or what have you, all that, the way this was made could be led to believe that because of the way they said their journey has just begun and that he woke up and it was all a dream, this whole romp adventure could have been, just their first year in high school or all a dream,
I think what it was supposed to be intending is that it was the dream about what's her name with the
I know, but that's the main obvious thing of it.
But you're like, but maybe that's the way
they are eternally in high school, it's a time loop now.
No, I mean, hey, I would very much be interested in seeing this show continue with the new student council president or the new student council. And even maybe where they are in high school, like it'd be a bit sad without literary.
So Tadakuni, Yoshitake, and Hidenori would be gone. It'd be new characters.
Yeah, that would really suck.
See, that's why I want my time loop. It was all a dream theory to be right. Is that you can then bring back all the characters and it'll eternally be the same year, the same bit. There's no progression, continuity, or anything like that. This is Calvin and Hobbes. They're 6 years old forever, but in this case,
high school time loops work very well
17
in
years old.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yep.
As we know, Hidenori is actually the god of this world, and he was granted that power accidentally because Literary Girl spent so much time with him.
That's right.
That her presence of being the actual god of this world then passed things along to him because she wanted him to write the specific love scene on the bank like that.
Indeed.
And once he did, she, with the power of her love, gave him.
They even got a cathartic ending there. They did. Like that was really cool.
It was really sweet.
And of course, there was also that silly aspect of just it all being silly. But, I mean, hey, high school is kind of silly.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe not that silly, but yeah.
The hot dog stick skit, that's about as slapstick as this show has gotten.
Yeah, the only one that probably comes close is the frozen puddles, like
right.
consistently slipping.
But I loved it so much because of the absurdity of how long it doesn't touch the ground, and yet it touches so many other things.
Oh yeah,
that if he was just going to eat it, it might as well have just touched the ground, and it would have been better that way.
Yeah, it went down the dude's shirt. And I love that it's not something where they're like they're actually trying to save it for their friend.
Right, they're being really kind. And this is the guy that they'd kind of been not really so nice to, you know?
Uh-huh. Yep.
So, hey, there you go, Yoshitaka, you kind of did get to be a hero.
Yes, definitely.
Was Yoshitaka actually the one to initiate defending the hot dog? I think he was.
I think so. It sounds like something he would do.
Yeah, him and his heroic self.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here.
Yep.
Of course he was.
Well,
because he was the one that felt a little bit guilty about the way things were handled before.
Sure, but then there's also the idea that he's the kind of person that would just stick his hand out and let it just poke him
instead of trying to catch it.
Yeah. I mean, like he was trying to catch it, but like,
right. This is all happening rather quickly.
Exactly. You know, it's but. Oh man, that was great.
But yeah, we got Literary Girl back, and we also got her commenting.
Yes.
On the
so embarrassing.
The display of improper social interactions. Yasan would never do that. I would never be a bother. That's so rich real. Coming from a person who
so real. Like, oh man, that level of hypocrisy that's kind of harmless, more like the kind of thing where they're trying to forget the embarrassing things that they did,
Right.
So they're like, oh,
and then everyone's like, we know
who we're talking
you
to.
Do that.
Like, yeah.
That's why we're asking you right now, because you would have a unique perspective on this whole situation here.
Yep.
That most people, maybe everyone, would not have.
And by the way, to anyone who is watching this and you didn't know this, there is a compilation, I believe it's still on YouTube, of all of the Literary Girl scenes in one video. It's about 20-25 minutes. It is a great way to just sort of relive some of the best experiences of this show without needing to necessarily rewatch the whole thing.
The entire thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's abridged in that regard, Oh, man. I loved the claw machine little skits because I have a lot of dumb memories where I remember thinking at one point that I could beat that machine. I've never beaten those machines in
There's
my life.
No strength to those things.
There's nothing.
Like, so I'm convinced they just hold the claws up and then just sort of let them fall, but that's it.
Like, well, no, this is the meta of them. You have to go for the one that's the highest, because some of the machines, once you reach a certain point of drop, it automatically goes back up and just goes back to the standard point.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you guys a story that'll make you angry. So any of you guys know Chuck E. Cheese?
Oh.
This is a place of spawn of Satan. Like, this is the hellish hole of hell. Like, this is Five Nights with Freddy's mixed with, like, traumatizing, like, nasty business practices. Me at about, let's be fair, I was probably about 10 or 11, I'm thinking like, okay, I want something that will be intrinsic. And I'm wise to their game with the tickets. The tickets are a scam. You get there and you're like, you get a little like Jolly Rancher, with like 1,000 tickets or something. So I'm like, I'm going to win the crane machine. So I take all my little coin things that they give you and I start using it. I start realizing over the course of going up, grabbing something, and then going, and then it pops up, and then I go back away. Because basically it didn't get enough grip to grab it and stuff like that. That the trick is you actually need to hook it while it's facing up like this, and you get around its neck. Because then the head basically slides to the hole, and it's bigger than the hole that would be there from the claw.
Right,
and then it drags it away.
It's counter tension that is not based on the actual levers that go this way.
Exactly.
It's sideways, so yeah.
Right. So me, thinking I'm a genius, I'm going to figure this out. I then, because I told you that I kind of spoiled the twist of the story at the beginning, I found one that was facing straight up like this. Little teddy bear thing. I go up to it, and as I come down to it, and right as I'm about to, grab it, the thing resets, goes back up to the top there, and I'm like, wait, what? Apparently, built into this machine was a thing where if you went down far enough, it stopped. It had like a maximum drop thing. And then it would just reset and go back up to the top.
So what you really needed was one that was lying down that was on top of something else, like in one of those pile ones.
But I never said that I was really smart as an individual. So I proceeded to then do the insane thing of trying again and again and again and again. I used almost all my money that I had for the entire thing, which was like, I mean, $3 probably, maybe like $5 or something.
That's enough for,
That's like what a year's wages as a kid, dollar, Like that's like all the money I had, saved up ever. I'm like, this is a big deal. I'm thinking also this is like a good deal as well, because if I get it with just the 2 tokens that were required to put it in there, I'm like, I did it for like 50 cents.
Right.
Like, whoa, that's such a good deal. So I think I did it like 9 times before my dad came over and was like,
"What are you doing?
What are you doing?" Yeah. And I was just like, I'm gonna get the bear thing, and he's all like, "Yeah, you're not gonna get it in this thing here." And it was just this moment of I had denied reality
just to suffer,
and he said this thing, and there was just like goo 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 goo, and I'm like, I'm not, and I just started to have the tears well up, and he's like, "Hey, buddy, come here. Let's go play a game with over here, and we'll have some fun." And I was just like,
okay, I will say
this world is a system that is designed and cruel to punish me.
And then Dad says, "And this is why you don't gamble."
Right? Yes.
Learn that now, son.
And then we went and played the air hockey.
Oh,
that was the best use of your tokens. Because you can play a game for 4 tokens, and it involves 2 people.
Well, and then it's about the enjoyment of the game, not about
exactly.
what you actually get out of it.
And I learned to get pretty good at air hockey.
Although I gotta say, I remember from those memories, this has nothing to do with Taylor High School Boys, but I remember that it would always blow my mind because it's like, oh my god, I'm in Chuck E. Cheese. Like, why am I in here? Right? This sucks. It was like, well, if I'm going to use some tokens, might as well use it on the best game for it. And he just went to the one game that he figured out to be the best one, and then he would just get this stack of tickets, with them going back and forth and everything.
He was pretty smart with that.
And I remember just being like, whoa, how is he doing this? And it's like, no, he's just like, yeah, scam, less scam.
Yes. 90% of the games in here are just absolutely abhorrent scams. This one is kind of a luck-based kind of potentially not scam. But this one, it's not as scammy,
Yeah, but Daily Lives of High School Boys.
Yeah.
I really like how they balance the comedy and the more, nostalgic and emotional scenes from this episode. Because, the show itself is totally a comedy, right? It is a dedicated comedy, and really, we don't have too many anime, I feel that are like that. Usually, it's comedy with something else,
Right.
But having that bit of harkening back to some of those few skits that we did get that were on the serious, notes.
Sure.
I really like that they did that here. Yeah. And even with the whole having the episode go in reverse, there was a lot of coming full circle kind of stuff. With whether it was the character sort of arc resolutions,
arcs, that's
but nods back to those things like Rubber Shooter or Literary Girl and
it was
in the very first skit. It was very nostalgic
because that's the point of high school, the graduations is then you get all this nostalgia thinking back on the times of it, even though in some ways high school kind of can suck. A lot of the things that can end up happening in it, whereas you have your summer near romance that. Well, she's my cousin. Well, okay, really stupid stuff
Ignorance
that just
bliss.
happens. Oh my god. The point is that there's a lot of things that you can then look back on as being something that's rather positive. Even stuff like things where you're not really seeing reality properly. Stuff like Habara looking back on things with Kurosawa and going, I think he likes me. And it's
oh no, that was if anything, I would have really loved to have seen a second skit with that in the episode of just that conversation and kind of exploring that.
I don't think he would have the conversation with her.
No,
I think he would be like, yes, no, yes, no, Like, I don't think you would say more than 3 words to her.
It kind of makes me think of another show I saw that dealt with a similar thing, where it was I don't want to say. But basically,
gotcha.
where there was someone who was absolutely terrified of a girl, and the girl thought that he liked her because he was all nervous around her all the time. But yeah, I really would have loved to see a skit of Kurosawa and Habara with that, because I think that would have been that would have been absolutely delicious.
Yeah, but I think that one of the things that made the show really good as it went on and on was the parts where they started to blend the high school girls and the high school boys kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So the stuff of, like, Ringo coming over to the student council.
Why are you even here? Like, you don't even go to this school.
Kurosawa like, kind of being harassed by the other 3 girls and him having to just deal with it. And then, like, doing the
backstory and all that.
game move on her and stuff when he, like, jumps off of the roof.
Yep. Oh,
Stuff like that is where, you know, we got to see that the characters themselves exist in the same plane of reality, but they're caricatures, so you're not necessarily expecting anything really kind of deep out of these skits, because they're mostly just played for laughs. And then every once in a while, when something that happens that you're like, oh my god, this is actually some decent characterization going on for a character that I literally did not expect to be even a character. Oh my god, that's awesome.
All the stuff with Habara, I loved that for that. And also the one of the Tadakuni's younger sister who had to deal with the guy that slapped her, and them all being like, no, you need to solve this, like, and then everyone all show up in various levels of effective disguise, to make sure that it goes okay,
those like really rampant tier list videos on YouTube. In some ways, I think that it would be really cool to have the characters in Daily Lives of High School Boys be put on a tier list based on the skits that they're involved in. Okay. So basically, like, who are the S tier characters with regards to their skits, I
mean, Hidenori
is one of the best. Just
because of the Literary Girl skits, he's going to be, like, really close to the top.
So you put Literary Girl also in, like, an S tier kind of thing there. I would say...
Motoharu would also be S tier.
Motoharu is probably, I would say, A tier, because I wouldn't put him all the way up there, but he's A tier or S tier for sure. Yeah.
Same with probably Kurosawa. He'd be
Kurosawa, that's a good contender, but I would say A or B tier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Man.
Yeah, his are really good. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in here, and the fact that the show started off with a thing of, yes, this is a comedy show. You don't need to remember any of their names. You don't need to really care about the continuity or anything like that. God damn it, we came out of this show with a lot of characters and continuity and things that happened and some lore and some background stuff. And it's like,
that's right.
I want to rewatch this show.
Yeah.
Like, I want to rewatch this sitcom. Like, I want to rewatch a sitcom.
Well, and granted, it's 12 episodes. That doesn't take very long.
That's true. That's true. But if this went for 75 episodes, I would have way less inclination to rewatch it.
Sure.
That's true.
But, like, this is the kind of example of why I'm really glad that when I first watched this show, like, I would literally take, like, a month in between each episode almost. Like, because I knew, because like, it was coming into this from things like Bleach and stuff, so I was like, wait, it's only 12 episodes?
Oh, right,
like,
so the concept of a one-cour show wasn't really familiar to you at all.
So I was like, okay, I watched the one episode, I was like, I really like this. All right, no, put it away. You know, like,
a man of an iron will.
But that's, like, because this show is really more than just a comedy. Like, even though it is just a comedy, it's
got little things here and there.
Yeah, it's got the little things here and there. So, yeah.
So what a show! What a show! I'm glad I've now seen it, and you all got to experience at least my first time with this. So that was something.
That was a thing.
High school girls as well had their part to play, and I was very glad when they got that kind of into the show in the endings. And now here we are. So that's the end of Daily Lives of High School Boys, but the beginning of a new show chosen by one of us. So I chose Daily Lives of High School Boys because I hadn't seen it yet, but Jacob had. So now, Jacob, you're choosing a show.
That's
de facto rule.
That
what
show
is
be? Asobi Asobase.
Ooh.
Or Asobase or Asobase. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but I've heard it's basically Daily Lives of High School Girls. So I'm very excited to see it.
Dedicated comedy.
Yep.
And a much more recent show as far as things go. But definitely one that hasn't been a top contender as far as the polls.
Sadly. Sadly, no.
Yeah. And we continue to do usually one course shows with regards to these there. So that way we keep a good rotation of things and it doesn't get stuck with like
it doesn't turn into
Legend of the Galactic Heroes or something.
Right. Well, even with 2 core, it would mean that we would each get to choose one thing a year. Like
yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah,
but yeah,
not
so
wrong.
if you're watching this on YouTube, that means that boom, go to Patreon, early access.
Yeah, so if you want to see full-length reaction to if you want to see next episode's reaction discussion, which will be Asobi Stylbase's premiere, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us and the community there about this show, about anime in general, and you can also talk with Jacob about the sci-fi novel that you read.
That's right. So yeah, I mean, if you somehow haven't heard by now, I did a thing. It's called Battle Lines. It's a sci-fi novel, and it's really cool, and it's on Amazon. Link in the description down below.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see it there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.